Costco and Safeway grocery haul. All our goods for probably a week. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Carly. If you are not new here, thank you so much for being back here. I know the lighting is kind of awkward. It is fall and it is very dark outside, and I do not have one of those ring light things to help me out here. But I want to take you guys through a grocery haul today, primarily because of a transformation challenge that I am doing right now through Phorm, and I am just so excited for all the mostly women that are in my group, and I just want to make sure that I can kind of help out as much as possible. But I do get asked often about the foods that I buy and the protein sources and the carb sources and the vegetables, so I just kind of want to walk you guys through everything, hopefully relatively quickly. I'll probably end up grabbing the camera and showing you, but yeah, just wanted to take you guys through because I just got back from Costco and Safeway. We actually don't have like a Whole Foods or a Trader Joe's or a PCC. We don't have any of those health food stores. It's like the closest ones are probably 20 or 30 minutes away, so I work with what I got. So I am going to take you, I guess, I'll kind of take you through. So first of all, proteins. I've showed you guys this a lot on my Instagram if you do follow me. So we like to get 93.7 lean ground turkey. Again, I don't know if you guys can see this, but 93.7 lean ground turkey. I also get 99.1 lean ground turkey, so 99% fat-free, just to kind of mix things up. So I like to saute these. I'll add them into stuffed peppers. I like to put them into my tomato sauces. Great to add either like a packet of taco seasoning, or I like to add basil and kind of make it a little more Italian. So that's very versatile, but really great to just saute up and have it in the fridge and easy to grab if you are trying to meal prep. Also, we eat a ton of eggs, so I got 2 of these big eggs. I also get egg whites. So at Costco, they sell these big guys of egg whites. Partly because I actually just did a food intolerance test, and I found out that I have a really slight intolerance to egg yolks. So typically I would just buy the whole eggs and then just take some of the yolks and some of the egg whites. But unfortunately, I have to steer clear at the moment. I'm just doing like a little elimination. So these big egg whites come in handy. And then I also got some canned tuna. I haven't actually bought canned tuna in a long time, but I am leaving to travel soon, so this is really easy for Casey to just whip up. It's also a great source of protein and literally like no carbs, no fat. So that's another great one. And then I found these at Costco. They are organic sweet Italian chicken sausages. I had them last time I went. I don't know if you guys can see that. I have my phone light down there trying to give us some light here. But I only found 1 pack this time, but one thing I do really like about these is I will saute these up in the morning for breakfast. I personally like to have a really high fat breakfast. So these have 14 grams of fat, 13 grams of protein, and then I'll mix them up with like 3 egg whites. So I'll get easily like 25 to 30 grams of protein in my breakfast. The reason why I like to have a high fat breakfast is because I feel like it keeps me fuller longer. So my body is, fats take longer for our body to digest. So I pretty much don't bring carbohydrates into my breakfast. I'll do like vegetables, so I'll saute up some spinach or something like that. If you watched my full day, or not full day of eating, my like meal prep Sunday, I think I talked about that. But right now I really like to take one of these, saute it up with some spinach or broccoli slaw, and then I will add like 3 egg whites, and then I like to top it with like half an avocado. So really high fat breakfast. That's personally what I'm enjoying at the moment. And then I did buy organic chicken, the Costco packs. We've been buying all organic meats just because I have noticed a big difference in my digestion. When I do try and buy beef, I try to get only grass-fed. So speaking of, I've been doing the chicken sausages in the morning, but Casey loves these guys. They are 100% grass-fed beef. They're never, like, you want to make sure you look for grass-fed and grass-finished, and so these have never been given grains. So that is something to look for if you are doing grass-fed. So they're these, and these were just at Costco, and they are 17 grams fat, 11 grams of protein. So Casey likes these. He'll saute them up in the morning as well. So I think that's the majority of our protein sources, other than obviously our protein powders that we use. For my chicken, so it's chicken breast, I love to throw it in the crock pot. So a lot of you asked me on Instagram what I use. I got this at Safeway. It's just a slow crock pot, like chili verde. So I'll take the chicken breast, saute it up in this, and I absolutely love it. We both have done it a few times. It's amazing. So I guess I'll quickly show you my sauces. So there's that one. I also like to use coconut aminos if I'm doing anything like instead of a soy sauce. This is what I use. Again, this was from Safeway. I don't know if it's focusing for you guys or not. Can you see it? I don't know if it's focusing, but coconut aminos. I use these instead of soy sauce because I personally don't have soy in my diet. Also, I feel like my body just appreciates these better, so I like that. And then we love sriracha, and I also love green sriracha, so picked up some of this. And then my favorite pasta sauce at the moment is Lucini. I don't know if that's how you say it, but it has incredible macros. It's like 5 grams of carbs, 1 gram of fat, and like 2 or 3 grams of protein, but Safeway didn't have any at the moment. And usually I buy like the big thing from Costco, which is what we have, but the ones from Costco are pretty high in fat and in carb. And so I just picked up standard tomato basil pasta sauce from Safeway. So I picked this up because tonight I'm making Casey pasta and I'm having spaghetti squash. And then I did get apple cider vinegar. Costco used to sell it and they're not selling it anymore, so I had to grab it from Safeway, which is unfortunate because it's like $5 at Safeway and it was like $5.49 for 2 at Costco, but I can't find it at the moment. So those are, oh, and salsa. We absolutely love our salsa. We do a lot of Mexican renditions of food, so stuffed peppers, literally, I don't know why, but Mexican, I feel like I can put it over rice or I can put it over lettuce, and so depending on my macros for that day, it really works out. That's just fresh salsa from a local place here in Washington. So yeah, those are my proteins and my sauces. Carb sources. I still have a ton of sweet potatoes and regular baked potatoes left over from my last Costco trip. So we do sweet potatoes and regular russet potatoes, and then we do rice. So I'll either do jasmine rice or basmati rice, but I just picked this up from Safeway because they did not have any basmati rice. And then Casey, he gets, I'm gluten-free, so I find that I get like a bigger bang for my buck when I do like a spaghetti squash kind of a thing, but I picked him up these organic shaped pumpkin pastas. They look kind of cute, so I'm gonna make him these tonight. And then so now I'll move into my vegetables. And another thing I've been getting asked a lot is, obviously we try and get our greens in, right? Like we want to get our vegetables in, but we have to make sure we are still taking into account that fruits and vegetables are still carbohydrates. So make sure you are tracking those things if you are not. If you're somebody who doesn't track, that's totally fine. I typically recommend to all my girls eating about 5 meals a day, and you always want to get about a palm size of protein, so it's like a deck of cards, and then fist, so like a fist of carbohydrates and a fist of veggies. But sometimes if you're lower on carbohydrates or you're trying to cut down, I'll say focus on the starchy carbs pre and post workout, and then fill those fist just with two servings of vegetables. So you'll get a protein size or a palm size of protein and then 2 fist sizes of veggies. So vegetables, like I said, peppers, I cut the tops off and then I boil them for about 2 or 3 minutes, get them soft, and then I'll stuff them. I'll get the ground turkey, I'll add black beans, which I totally forgot at the grocery store, so I'll have to pick those up. But we do black beans, add in a little bit of rice, you can put it in there. You can add cheese if you want, so that's great. You can also saute peppers up with your eggs, or you can, like I said, I'll do crock pot chicken. So I'll put the chili verde into our crock pot and then saute up some peppers and onions and then make like a fajita. So you could either put it over rice or into a tortilla or over lettuce. That's great. I absolutely love that. So that's a great option with the peppers. And then I'm really into Brussels sprouts right now. So Brussels sprouts, I got 2 of them. I just cut the bottoms off and then I cut them in half. And then I will add a little bit of avocado oil or olive oil. They have these at Costco. So I don't use like canola oil or anything for spray. I use avocado oil or olive oil. So they just got these in at Safeway or at Costco. So you can also just like spray the Brussels sprouts. I like to use some balsamic vinegar. Is that what it is? And yeah, balsamic vinegar. Put like a tablespoon of that over it. Adds like a kind of like a sweet flavor to it. Again, I don't know if this is focusing or not, but you know what it is. The black stuff that like they put into the the olive oil with your bread at the really nice restaurants. That. I'll do that and then I cook them, or I roast them in the oven. So I really, really like to make these. It's also very filling. So it's a vegetable source. Usually I'm having Brussels sprouts. I don't pair it with another starchy carb only because I would rather have more of these, and I've noticed that it takes my body a little bit longer to digest Brussels. So that's something that I deal with personally. Broccoli, great staple. Omelets with chicken, with steak, with fish. Casey really likes it in his morning. Actually, he just told me he doesn't like it in his morning omelets. I assumed he liked it in his morning omelets, so I was making that for him. So that's my fault. But another thing that we did last week actually is we sauteed it up with bacon, and that was really good. We got some fresh bacon from our local bakery. Spaghetti squash. Like I said, I love spaghetti squash. I put it into the microwave for 5 minutes, and then that allows you to cut it in half. That's where I get the full struggles, is I can never cut it in half. So I put it in the microwave 5 minutes, cut it in half, take the seeds out. Then you can bake it in the oven face down. What I actually do is I just throw it right back in the microwave. So I put it on a plate in half face down. I'll add a little bit of salt and pepper. I don't add olive oil. Some people do add olive oil. I've just noticed that it gets really like soft kind of, or not soft, like, I don't know. It just, to me, it doesn't come out as great. I might just be doing it wrong, I'll be honest. I'm not Betty Crocker, but 2 spaghetti squashes, so that's great. This time, you guys saw in my last video that I riced my own cauliflower. I usually do that, but I'll be honest, it was just like, it was a mess with cleaning the food processor, and I just figured for my time and with traveling coming up, this was gonna be easier for me. So I just went and got 2 bags of cauliflower crumbles. They just have this in the organic section, so it's like, you can see it's already like riced. And what's really nice about these is you just cut the top off and you leave like a little bit of a crack, and you put it into the microwave for 4 minutes, and then you take it out and it's done. So I like to do this. And then Emily Frisella, in her cookbook, which you guys need to get, I'll link it below, but she says to just add 2 tablespoons of salsa. So what we've been doing is put baking the cauliflower rice. I'll add 2 tablespoons of salsa to the cauliflower and mix it up, and it is unbelievable, like absolutely amazing. Sometimes Casey doesn't even realize that it's like not real rice. And then also with your, like if you are trying to get your husbands or your boyfriends or your significant other like eating the same way as you, I will sometimes do half and half. So I'll put like half regular rice and then half cauliflower rice for Casey because his carbohydrates are much higher than mine. And then broccoli slaw is a great filler. So I like to put this in my omelet sometimes, or into a salad, or mix it with ground turkey. I've just noticed that when you are lower on food, it's a great filler. So I just like it from a volume perspective. My food is still very high right now, but something that we like to have. And then good old bananas. Casey does peanut butter toast every day. I make him peanut butter toast. He's like a 5th grader. But yeah, also good for smoothies. But do take into consideration that typically 1 banana is actually 2 servings. So that's something that a lot of us forget when we're looking at like fruit, because we're like, oh, it's healthy. But half a banana is typically 1 serving. Tomatoes, good for omelets. Again, making fajitas, they're really good also in the oven. Like if you put it in with a roast, like you can put, sometimes we'll just do a bunch of chicken in a glass pan or whatever, and then I'll cut up peppers and onions and tomatoes, and I'll roast everything, and it comes out like really soft and really nice. That's also another good option. I don't eat bread because I am gluten-free, but Casey loves the Dave's Killer bread. I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram story the other day, but I make my cereal with rice cakes. I didn't realize that I hadn't showed you guys that in a long time. So I get kettle corn rice cakes, caramel corn, and then just plain. I usually get the salted ones, but they didn't have any. And I honestly just crumble them up. I just crumble them up, put them into a bowl, and then I get a shaker bottle and I shake it up with cashew milk, and then usually my CTC Formula 1, which is Cinnamon Toast Crunch. The other day I had a loop-de fruit. That was really good. But I don't know why, sometimes I just like crave that comfort food of cereal, pre-workout sometimes if I just like, I know I need the carbs and the protein, but I really don't feel like making a full meal and I kind of just want to be a kid. That's the route I go. So I just crumble it up into a bowl, shake up the milk and the protein, and pour it on over, and it's amazing. Absolutely love it. And then I think the last thing is Greek yogurt. So this is an incredible protein source, Greek yogurt, again, just at Costco. But Casey, actually my sister showed us, she uses it as like a sour cream. I think that's relatively normal, but yeah, so we use it as a sour cream. Like I said, we make a ton of Mexican food, so really great over the Peppers, really great over literally anything. Also, Casey makes sometimes like poached eggs, and he'll mix the Greek yogurt with some Dijon mustard and then a little bit of lemon and a little bit of stevia, and it makes like a really, really nice kind of a creamy sauce, and he'll put that like on a English muffin and then put poached eggs on it, or he'll add some smoked salmon. That's his little specialty that I love that he makes. Oh, and then avocados as our fat source. So that is everything for this grocery haul. Otherwise, we have our greens that we take. As you guys know, our Opti greens, we take those every single day with our 11 servings of fruits and vegetables. I use protein powder for about 2 meals a day, and so I don't have to buy like too much protein sources or greens because we get it from those. But yeah, also take into consideration things that you can make. Like sometimes I'll make all 6 peppers and I'll stuff them, and then I'll have for dinner that night, like post-workout, you know, I'll have it over better rice, and then the next day I'll put it over lettuce, and like you can make them for the week kind of a thing. And those are also great to prep in advance because I'll just put them into foil, put them in the fridge, and then I'm ready to eat them. I'll put them back in the oven on like 350 for 15 minutes, and they're warm and good to go. So I'll do some full days of eating for you guys, but I wanted to give you the gist of the foods that I buy, because I know sometimes when I put on my Instagram story my meals, you're kind of like, well, how'd you make that? Or how'd you do that? So hopefully that was helpful. If you are in my transformation group, I am just so excited for this. I just hope that all of you are ready to just crush this next 8 weeks. If you're not in my transformation group, no worries. We'll be doing more in 2019. You can always email me and ask me about it because it is a completely free platform, which is so incredible. But anyways, that is everything. I think my next video I will do a full day of eating for you, since I've kind of showed you how I prep food and then how I buy it. So from here, this is where I would now brown up my ground turkey, put the chicken into the crock pot, and basically do everything that you saw me do in the last video. So this is pretty much everything. And yeah, I showed you the sweet potatoes and the potatoes, but thank you guys so much for being here and tuning in. I'm just so excited to kind of show you in on my life. And so after the full day of eating, we'll probably do some vlogs. I have a lot of travels coming up, so let me know if you would like to know how I travel, staying on track, as well as like bringing supplements and all of that, because I am going to another state and then going international. So doing a week in one and a week in the other. So I've got a lot coming up, but I'm just so excited to be back and to be taking you guys on this journey, and so thankful for all of you. So give this video a thumbs up, make sure you like and subscribe, and let me know what you guys would like to see or hear or know. I just want to be an open book and help you guys as much as possible. And I'm realizing I'm talking a lot with my hands, but it's just been a long day. So thank you guys for being here. You're wonderful, and I will talk to you guys all soon.